G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario South Australia Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 315 are open. This week on the show we're going to be saying goodbye to a very dear friend of ours. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's been in our lives for a very long time, especially if you include the Wii U version, which I do, because they're pretty much the same game apart from some very big changes, I guess. Josh said little, but I'm like, they're pretty big. 2 items at once. Not bad.
It was a little at first, but then it got really big, didn't it?
Yeah, then it got real big. It extended. You're like, ooh, a bit more impressive at that size. Yeah,
Correct.
It's very nice.
Yep.
Talk all about that impressive size of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's Josh, or JT if you like. Josh, how you going, mate?
Very good, Drew. Hello, everyone listening. Very sad, but also it is time to say goodbye to this game. Treated us very well over the last 10 years with the Wii U version, 11 years now. But yeah, we are very much ready for the new one to come in a couple of weeks.
I kind of see it like, saying farewell to like an adult kid. They're 21, it's time to move out. You're like, I love you, but it's time to go. It's time to go. I guess in that sort of situation, it's kind of like getting rid of your kid. You send them off to university or something, then you have another baby. Not quite the same circumstance. I can imagine that being a little bit traumatic.
This relatable from my point of view, but yeah, I'll have to trust your word on it.
Yeah, this is just my dad life coming out, like treating games like I would my own children.
Correct.
Yeah, I do hold Mario Kart 8 Deluxe pretty high regard, but maybe not that high. But at the same time, it doesn't talk back to me. It doesn't argue with me. It listens to me. I can put it down when I want.
Lets you use motion controls, everything. It's great.
Yeah, no. So yeah, maybe there are some positives to treating games like kids. You can just shut them off. But before we get into that, Josh, I just want to a bit of a gut check. Are your hands a bit sore? Just rubbing them together, anticipating Switch 2. Just sit there. Oh, baby.
Metaphorically, yes. I think the way I do show my excitement is just with the foot tapping, or just sort of like, that's how I show when I'm excited for something or agitated. I don't know. I know because the ring now, when I clap or rub, I can feel it. So I'm kind of like careful when I clap now. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, it's getting real. Looked into the developer stuff the other day about Mario Kart World. I did it. God damn it. I haven't done it for like a week or two now. I've just done it. Just said the wrong game. But it's the excitement's building. And obviously, pretty amazing title to have as your launch title for a new console, I would have thought.
Yeah, I would have thought too. And that's why I'm going to buy it. I'm looking forward to it.
I might get the physical. I might actually, I don't know yet. I might swap it and get a physical.
Ooh.
I'm still on the fence about it, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. So, how are you going to go about doing that? You've got one pre-ordered for Michaela. They both include Mario Kart. Didn't you change hers? So
both with the code for Mario Kart, and I've just read that EB have sold out of day one.
Really?
Switch 2s, I think. So I think I've missed the boat. So that's right. Maybe down the line I'll just get one cheaper. I don't know. Yeah, I've sat my hands for too long. I'm just going to get digital, I feel.
Well, I'll tell you what, Josh, what's $120 to spend on a game you've already got digitally just for a bit of extra plastic?
Yeah, nope.
What's an extra $120? Mate.
Nope.
Come on, what is money? Think about it. Think about how much plastic in a nice picture on the front of the cover you get.
You're doing gamer math, Drew. I don't like it. Stop it.
Gamer math. This is just Drew math at this point. I've just taken on the gaming lifestyle.
Buy it all. Play it maybe later, if not at all.
What is the gamer math for that look like? You've got it for $70 because you got it with the bundle. You're practically saving money. You may as well just go and buy another copy of Mario Kart World.
I can't argue with that. Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, that's not arguable.
Right now, while we're recording.
That's a non-negotiable for you, mate.
Let's go.
You're starting your physical collection off strong with an extra copy of Mario Kart World. Fantastic, I love it.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I am very excited, dude. I'm not doing much foot tapping. I'm doing a lot of YouTube watching. I I look at my home page. If I don't see anything Switch 2, I just go to like the Switch 2 tab is like right next to it. So I like click on the Switch 2. I've searched it enough times, and I'm just watching everything, dude. It's so much fun. And if anybody's found this podcast because you're doing the same thing, I gotta say, you found a great home for everything Nintendo here at the House of Mario. I hope you stick around because, my God, Josh and I, we're going to be doing a lot of coverage over the next, I'm going to say next month, but I'm also going to say over the next 8 years while this system is a thing. We've been podcasting for, a long time, especially between us. So we're not going to flake out anytime soon, I don't think. Josh, any plans of flaking out?
Well, no, I'm not planning to fake out. I'm planning a whole rebrand with my own podcast. So I hope that is healthy, alive, and well, and lasts for the many years to come.
That's right. So let's jump into, I guess, what we're doing across our different channels. Josh, you alluded to a big rebrand of your Nintendo podcast, Nintenvania. Share with us what's happening next week. Well, all that you want to share anyway.
Yes, so I've done little tidbits of information in the last couple of episodes, and then speaking here on the House of Mario last week. Nintenvania, the last episode named that, is out now. You can listen to that on Spotify, wherever you listen, and on YouTube. As of the next episode, that will be early next week, just before the Switch 2 launches. I will be recording a new episode of the podcast. It will be titled something different. I'm not going to mention it here. You'll have to wait and see. But I can announce that, Drew, you will be in person with me. So we're going to have an in-person recording in my little armchairs in my house. I'm going to decorate it all. It'll be a nice little debut episode for the new format of the show. So anyone listening here, really encourage you. Would love to have you come along on the journey as well, as I reset Nintenvania into a new format slightly for a new generation. An exciting time to do it, I feel.
Yeah, and I'm very honoured to be invited on because, like, we talk every week, Josh, so I just assume you're a bit sick of me. So the fact that you invited me on to...
Definitely not.
To your show, like, the big episode, it's a big thing. You're sort of debuting, like, a lot of the new work you've put out there. You've shared things with me where, we've had a back and forth of, like, what do you think? And I've had a look and very excited. I'm very excited, man. I'm happy for you and... It's going to be great. So, yeah, be sure to tune in to Josh's new podcast. You can check it out now.
It's on his mind. It's on Drew's mind, and he's being very careful not to say it. So I appreciate it. He's doing well.
And I guess I'm technically the producer of this show. I know where to go and do the edits if I do mess up. So nothing's going to slip through.
You could say it right now, and we'll just edit it out.
Yeah, it's funny. I would like to do it for the bit, but I also can't be bothered.
Yeah, so you're gonna edit it.
I would have to look up a beep sound and listen back to it and make sure I nail it.
It's like when you come into my show, because I don't like people swear, and then Drew says the F word 20 times. I'm gonna edit it later on.
Did you have to edit me though? Because it was Bryce. I remember the first time I listened to Nintenvania was
I've had to do you. Yeah, plenty of times.
You did? I'm sorry about that. Maybe I should start beeping you. I should start beeping you. I gotta rile you up a little bit more.
Swear.
I gotta rile you up a bit more,
get
Josh.
Me mad.
Yeah, so it just really frustrates you.
I can swear on here. I just choose not to.
Yeah, you're a nice man, aren't you? Yeah.
Shit.
No, they can stay in.
Fuck. There it is. Yep.
They can stay there. Anything else you'd like to share? Just as far as housekeeping stuff you'd like to...
Yeah, so just latest episode, I had Harrison from the Nintendo Therapy podcast, and so we just went over a whole bunch of things related to Switch 2, like our top picks for GameCube on NSO, all about Mario Kart World as well. So if you want to hear about that, check that out too.
Bloody brilliant. And I'll be quick for mine. Just you can go to youtube.com/iDruby. You can check out this podcast if you're listening to it on podcast services. And over the next, obviously when Switch 2 launches, it's going to have a lot of coverage. Started off just putting a bit of footage from our Nintendo Switch 2 experience in Melbourne. I had some footage and I finally got around to putting some up. It's just of Mario Kart World, playing in handheld mode, playing on screen. And I actually had footage, Josh, of our very first race, so I put that up. Josh won, but that's all right. Josh actually flogged me. I don't know. I was in second place. And I'm like, where is he? And I looked in the mini map. I'm like, my God, he's like a quarter of the map ahead of me. I don't even know what he's doing. Absolutely crazy.
You can watch the video and you can hear Drew complain about that as well.
That's right. I'm like, Jesus, how'd you get that far ahead? And like, no one's throwing a blue shell or anything. I'm like, come on, no lightning, nothing.
It was nothing. Yeah.
There was like literally nothing. I'm like, what's happening here, Josh? He caught a stroke of luck, or maybe he's been practicing behind the scenes.
Played a lot of Mario Kart over the years, so yeah, definitely came handy then. But yeah, if it was Smash Bros, I would have been well last.
Well, that was my problem. I've never played Mario Kart in my life, so I'm just a newbie. So yeah, I look forward to getting into my first Mario Kart World. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've completely skipped the Switch one, haven't you? And you're just ready to get into your Nintendo session right now.
I didn't even know they had it on Switch. I thought the Switch just had like the Brain Age game on it. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Sonic Team Racing. You've been all about that.
Yeah, that's Sonic. I had Sonic Tag Team Racing. I thought that was all that was on it.
Yep.
Man, I wish I knew. The last 8 years might have been a bit more fun for me.
Yeah, maybe. Correct.
Maybe. Anyway, sarcasm aside, let's jump into what we've been. Oh, not what we've been, but I guess saying goodbye to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Josh. It's been a long time, and I know for you and I, playing the Wii U version came out 2014. This game has been around a very long time, but I didn't really get that sick of it, and it's sort of due to Nintendo's support in 2020, sort of doing the booster course pack. Was it 2020? Maybe that's a bit early. No, it was
2023.
2023, yeah, that's way too early.
22, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22, 23.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like the last 5 years, I don't know what was when. I know my son was born in 2022, but that's kind of like the anchor. I sort of have to gauge everything around. But yeah, it didn't really get sick of it, Josh, because they literally doubled the amount of courses, which certainly helped. But where should we start with this, Josh? You want to start off with some memories of Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Because I know for me, like, the Wii U, we're going back that far, where Mario Kart 8 was the first Wii U game I was truly like, oh my God, I cannot wait for it. And I played a lot of that version, and, I absolutely loved it. It's just a gorgeous game, even on Wii U, and it doesn't use the Wii U's features, but it didn't really matter. You had that big horn on the gamepad, and that's all you needed. just a big Mario horn. It is funny just thinking back that like the most popular game on the system, it just used that big bulky controller purely for a horn button. But didn't get that on Switch, unfortunately.
No.
But it did have some problems. Like battle mode, you could see it was just like a real oversight, just being able to play on like the existing tracks. And that got fixed in the deluxe version with like proper battle modes and like different modes as well, which are pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of parties, especially like, 2014, I was a lot younger. I was like 20 back then. So yeah, it's very different to now. I've been 20. I would have been 19 actually. Can't remember.
I've been 20 when Mario Kart 8 came out. God, yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like a completely different person. So this was like at the time when we'd be going out, going out drinking and things like that with our friends, partying, all that. And the Wii U was like, when Mario Kart 8 came out, it became like a replacement for the Wii, where like we'd do like drinking games of Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. But I have a lot of good memories of like just playing it with friends and just really having the great time with it. And I think the mechanic as well of like the anti-gravity mechanic was a lot of fun. We sort of forgot about it as time went on, because when you're actually playing the game, you don't really notice a difference apart from your wheels change. But that was a really cool thing at the time, because it really opened up how the developers could design courses and things like that. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'd love to hear some memories of you for Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Where would you like to start? Because I dare say over the last 10 years or however long it's been. 12 years?
I was so excited for this in the Wii U that it made me buy a Wii U. And I didn't buy one straight away. So it wasn't until 2014 when the game came out. Then I'm like, yeah, I want to, I was able to play it at Oz Comic Con. In the lead up, they had like a promotional thing, Nintendo, to showcase the game, played it there. I'm like, oh man, this is great. I really should get a Wii U. So I did that, and yeah, I freaking love this game. This is like it felt like the ultimate Mario Kart at the time. Just 48 races eventually. Like really great fun. Yeah, you mentioned the anti-grav. It looked beautiful. Like the HD graphics. You're like, here we go. Finally, Nintendo were coming to the party, giving us some nice looking graphics. And then they they add the DLC where it's like, not just Super Mario World, but it's the Zelda universe. And we've got F-Zero, and then we've got Animal Crossing as well. And they just made it even bigger and better. And it was super fun. I spent a lot of time on the Wii U version. So, loved it. Loved it a lot.
Yeah, that DLC was crazy as well because it was like $20. Like, it was really reasonably priced for like something that we were really excited at the time. Like, having like Link and Villager and like these characters from other Nintendo franchises in Mario Kart was like, it was kind of a dream at that point. And it's something we're still talking about today where a lot of people want it to sort of have a Super Smash Bros. Element where it is getting characters from multiple universes and having their courses. And Mario Kart 8 was the first game to do that in the Mario Kart franchise. So we've got, this game to thank for that. But I think what really made the game shine was when it came to Switch, because obviously, it didn't, the Wii U, it's a boring story at this point, but it didn't do too well, and Mario Kart 8 was by far the best-selling game on the system. It was like over 50% of the install base on Wii U. And I think a lot of people would be in your similar shoes, Josh, where that was the game to buy a Wii U for. There really wasn't much beforehand to buy it for, unless like you're a silly Nintendo fan like me. It's like I was there day one, but I wasn't too excited to play New Super Mario Bros. U. I wasn't too excited to play Nintendo Land. I wasn't that excited for Pikmin 3 even, like all of those early games I wasn't jumping up and down for. But Mario Kart 8, if I for some reason like I was not interested before then, I would have been straight to the shops to buy it day one with Mario Kart 8. And the fact that like that amazing game was being repackaged with like fixing the battle mode, adding characters, including the DLC, and putting it on a portable system that is the Switch, that does switch between TV and handheld, that has that versatility, that uses the Joy-Cons. It was such a perfect match to put it on the Switch. And I remember even some people in our Discord, and I'll be very interested to know whether they stuck to this, but I remember like Delfino and Sam Hay, I think they come to mind. They're like, hey, look, I've already bought this on Wii U. I don't want it on Switch. Like, I don't rebuy games. And I completely get that. Like, you don't want to be rebuying games. But for the past 8 years, could you imagine, Josh, having to get the Wii U out or power on the Wii U to play Mario Kart 8 instead of just like picking up your Switch? I'm like, I don't know. Mario Kart's one of those games where it's like, no, you want it on Switch. It's not even like going back to like Mario Kart 64 or something, where it's like, look, let's plug in the 64 and have those memories of that controller and everything. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I'd love to know if any of those guys are listening. Like, did you end up picking it up on Switch? Because it was something even back then. I remember just being a little bit baffled by. I'm like, I get that it's another $60 or $80 here, but man, especially like what came afterwards, obviously with the DLC and everything, that might have been a little bit of a tipping point for those guys. I
kind of get it though. Yeah, I was kind of begrudging. Like, I bought it, but I did it for the same reason as you. Like, I want the Mario Kart on my Switch, and it had the new battle mode and like enough of a change there to like be like, okay, I do want to play it. But at the same time, I was like, I'm kind of annoyed they've done a new the rehash of the old one here. I'd rather a new version, that kind of thing. And it kind of felt like, I bought a Wii U for this. I got a Wii U in the end. I supported Nintendo by doing it. Why are you re-releasing an old game? And, that was the first of many re-releases we did get for the Switch. So
almost literally everything, yeah.
Yeah, correct. So, I can definitely see it for some people. Like, you buy it then and then it's not too much of a change, and why would you do it now? I'd be, if I'm just trying to think of another example of a game. If we got a certain series with enough of a, we've had it throughout the sort of Switch's life cycle with the Wii U, haven't we? those Wii U games, and just they add a bit, and that is enough to convince people sometimes, and sometimes it isn't. So it depends on what you like. But yeah, for Mario Kart, it was big enough for me, and they've updated it a lot since, so I haven't regretted it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just the way I felt personally, it was just when the Switch came out, I just liked it so much more than the Wii U. So I was quite happy, especially for like, it's different for me. And it's the same with Mario Kart World, how like the argument is just that it costs a lot of money. But Mario Kart is for me like one of my favorite games to play. Like it's just so easy to pick up and play, and it's just such a comfort food for me. So I guess, that is why I have no reason to like be upset about, rebuying it. But if somebody's like, oh, it's fine, I like playing Mario Kart, and I just play it with my 3 friends come over and play it, I can understand that. That's 100% like, I can understand why. But for me, if I was stuck on a desert island and I just had Mario Kart, I would be pretty happy probably. I'll probably be pretty good, to be honest with you. It's just one of those things I don't get sick of. I don't get sick of it. Yep. It's the same with Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. Like those 2 games, no. I can just, if my Switch just had those 2 on it and I was locked in prison, and they say, hey, look, you're out in 5 years, but you get this Switch and Pro Controller and electricity and a TV. I'm like, all right, well, let's play.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's pretty reliable.
Yeah. You did mention about like you would have been like, people that bought it would have been upset, like, type of thing. But imagine what it was like if you bought it that year at E3 when Zelda was announced. You're like, oh, better buy a Wii U. And then like you wait, and Breath of the Wild comes out on both. And you're like,
Well, it did come out. They promised it.
They do hold by their word. Good old Nintendo, don't they? Sometimes. Not bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was something. But yeah, you would have been like, I bought Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, and then I brought it home, and they're like, no, I actually want to play it on Switch. So I returned it, bought a whole Switch with Breath of the Wild.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yes.
Like you sort of double checked yourself a bit.
Yeah, like, no, I want to play it on the new hardware. So that's what I did.
Yeah, I remember thinking at the time, and especially now, like this big new exciting Zelda game, there's no chance in hell I'm playing it on Wii U when it's like there's a portable version that runs it better. So it's like there's no way in hell. But so when the game come out on Switch, I played it a lot in handheld mode, and it was still surreal at that point to be playing once a console game that I'm very familiar with in the palm of my hands. That was really cool, and there was a lot of times where, early in the Switch's life, and I hung out with some friends in real life a little bit more. We play like a lot, just like out and about in tabletop mode. Like the first moment, I remember being in Adelaide with my friend Daniel Treadray, and we're like in a bar at lunchtime. I think we went up for AvCon or something. We had a beer, and I'm like, want to play some Mario Kart? It's just like the advertisement.
Yep.
Yeah, and we put it down on the table. We put our feet up. We're having having a beer. We've got a Joy-Con. We're playing Mario Kart, and it was such a awesome feeling. I'm like, how are we doing this? Such a weird feeling back in 2017, 2018, when all of this stuff still had its novelty, which was really cool. But the battle mode, I haven't touched the battle mode in probably 6 years. I don't know, 6 or 5 years.
Really, that long? Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Like I was thinking about it the other day. Like, we're talking about Mario Kart World and just the battle mode in that game. I'm like, when's the last time I played the battle mode in Deluxe? And it's purely because it's just racing's more fun in this game. So just usually do the racing. But did you have much experience playing the battle mode in 8 Deluxe? Because they added some pretty cool modes in this one. Where I forgot the name of the modes actually. I should just get them up. But one where you go to jail and you've got to be freed by your team, and obviously you got the coin runners.
The Renegade one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm like, I kind of forgot about that one. I'm like, that's kind of really cool. When I remembered it too, I'm like, why doesn't World have a few more modes like that in its battle mode, which would be nice. But yeah, did you play much battle mode online and with friends in person?
Not as much as the Grand Prix. I think Grand Prix has always been the classic staple and the thing to enjoy the most for sure. I definitely played dabbled in it a little if you ever got a bit sick of doing the racing, and would do that. So that was a nice inclusion, obviously, on the Switch version. Very much appreciated. But yeah, I always felt like, I know, kind of wanted a bit more sort of customization when it came to the battle mode and things you could do. Even some more modes there in the end. It felt like, it still is a bit of an afterthought, I feel, in Mario Kart. And sadly seems like it still will be the case going forward with the Mario Kart world.
Because for some reason, I've got like really vivid memories of Woohoo Town in this game, like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, playing in handheld mode in bed. I don't know why. Like, I've got like very vivid memories of like, like there's like a section where you go up the stairs and you can go off boost ramps and like boost off and glide down back to the town square. Remember, like, like sort of backing up with a shell and trying to defend myself, and like all the maneuvers you do through the alleyways and everything, trying to make sure you don't get hit by like stray green shells and all this stuff. I'm like, I remember having a lot of fun with that, sort of playing online, and still being like very impressed just with the Switch at the time. You go.
Shine Thief was fun, and especially when you knew where to go in certain courses and to hide a bit more in these areas. That was always like a bit thrilling if you could really hold off and just sort of run away and avoid being hit. So that was a good one. Yeah,
no, for sure. So I don't know, maybe after this I should go and play a little bit of like the battle mode just to reacquaint myself, because it's been a goddamn long time. I just like with every Mario Kart game since DS, I just wish I could turn off the time. That's all I want to do. I just want to go in Woohoo Town and play with Josh and 6 other people, or was it 10 other people? I forgot how many people were in battle mode. But I just want to go in there and do time and just get down to the final 2 and have a showdown. That's all I want in battle mode. That's all I want. I don't need to be big. I don't need 100 courses. I don't need any of it. I just want it to get rid of the clock. That's all I want. And I think, honestly, it would have been perfect in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe if it just got rid of that timer. And I'm going to say that to the end of time. When we're sitting down in a couple of weeks, like really diving into Mario Kart World, we're going to be talking about, just how big it is and everything that's good about it. But I'm going to bring up that time. I'm going to be like a broken record. I don't want to be, but Nintendo just keep on making these decisions with no customizability in their battle mode settings. Because like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe now, you can like change, you can like select the items you want on and off and all of this stuff. But God forbid we can do that timer. But we're close.
I understand like people might exploit it and create these sessions that go for longer than Nintendo really wants. But if you could even do it with local friends or something,
right,
just enough to sort of give us the taste for it.
That's right. Maybe look, could you imagine if they did like, Nintendo Switch online subscribers, if you want the time off, just sign up for a month. I'm like, well, I'm already signed up, and could you imagine the outrage there? Do you reckon anyone would care even? Maybe battle mode's so unpopular that nobody would even notice. That could be an option
sign
as well.
To what? NSO?
That's right. This is a stupid recommendation by me. But look, whatever you got to do, Nintendo, just make it work. Make it work.
Yeah, make it work.
Come on. But Josh, the main draw of the game is the racing, of course. And let's talk about some of our favourite go-to tracks that are in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I don't know if you need to pull up a list or anything like that. I've put up a list just to make sure I don't forget too many. But a lot of these courses, we're all very familiar with all of the courses in this because we probably played them an awful lot. And whenever I sit down and play the game now, usually I just like in my settings, I just do the course selection to random. Just give me whatever you got. I just need to hit a Mario Kart in my veins because I'm kind of happy with any of them at this point. Like they're all good courses. I don't really have any that I don't like. But I think like one like stuff that's like a retro cup that I really like is like Wario Stadium from the DS. I really like how they did that and implemented like some of the anti-grav mechanics into like that stadium, which is pretty cool. Because like I guess like as a Mario Kart fan that's played previous games, like they really did change some of these courses up a lot. And even if you look back at courses from the Game Boy Advance game, Mario Kart Super Circuit, the Mario Circuit from like that game here is a lot different as well. Like half the course is like lifted up into the air and you anti-grav up and around a corner and fly down. Really cool. And I guess as far as the retro ones go as well, like Donut Plains 3, not that that's much different, but it's just like the visuals make a big difference to that one. And Royal Raceway as well from Nintendo 64. That's just a classic. Just a classic. They didn't do anything to that one. It just looks beautiful.
I love that. That's like my favorite like raceway circuit of like, you know, when it's named after someone. That's then the music as well is so good.
A little bit controversy at the time though, because unlike the Nintendo 64 version, you can't go off course and go to the castle.
Yeah, that's the only thing. One
of those things. Like we got online play. We can play with our friends all the way in Jamaica. You know, we can go play with our Jamaican friends. We can play with our Chinese friends, American friends, wherever. They can be wherever. As long as they have an internet connection. Wow, it's the future. And coming over a week, we got game chat. So we've come a long way, Josh. We come from being able to play with people on, you know, other parts of the country all the way to now we can communicate with them. Looking forward to that, that's for sure. But
yes.
what we did lose, Josh, is the ability to go and visit Princess Peach up in her little house. We could not do that.
Yeah, got to play Super Mario Odyssey instead, don't you?
That's right. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Because they don't want people just mucking around. Could you imagine people like a race never finishes? It's because like 4 people are just gallivanting around Princess Peach's castle.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I love doing that in the 64 version. It was just super fun.
Mm. Yeah, no, it's great. Like a really cool Easter egg. Like especially like with Mario 64, you know, obviously being very fresh on the mind at the time. Yes. Really cool. But I've talked enough about the retro cups there, Josh. Any that you would like to bring up? Could be retro, could be just obviously the original cups as well.
Yeah, so like just thinking about the original courses first. I love the Star Cup. So that's got Sunshine Airport. I love that course.
Oh yes, beautiful.
Dolphin Shoals, which I'm not hot on, which is fine. But then it's got Electrodome. I freaking love Electrodome. Just the music.
Awesome music, how it syncs with everything.
Sorry, the
awesome music, how it like sort of syncs to like charging up and doing boosts and that. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. And then Mount Wario. I just love Mount Wario. So like that's like my favorite of the cups from the original game. But then some of the choices of the courses they brought back. You mentioned this Royal Raceway from Nintendo 64. I love Yoshi Valley from that same game as well.
Oh yeah, that was really special to get that course back.
Yeah, I really loved the maze of that game, of that race. Sorry, and then to have it brought back and we get to relive it that way. Some of the pathways are a bit more achievable this time as well. Some of the changes they've done, and then the DS Tick-Tock Clock. I love that one too.
One of my favorites in the DS game, and having it here was great as well.
Yeah,
how you can like paraglide through like the pendulums and all that. Really cool.
Yeah,
and it's cool too. Like sort of like towards the end where you can like get a boost if you go up the cog that's going in the correct direction. And obviously in this game now, compared to the DS game, you can do like a trick off of it. Very satisfying. Very, very satisfying course. Also, like I think another one of my favorites, Josh, I just got to bring it up, like Yoshi Circuit from Double Dash.
Ooh, yes.
Like the outline of Yoshi. This looks stunning. Absolutely stunning in this game. Really cool. And when I was talking about courses that look completely different in this one, it's I definitely need to point out this, like Ribbon Road from Super Circuit.
Yes.
It's unrecognizable. It's just absolutely unrecognizable how much like, just the improved just everything put into it and like all the shortcuts you can take.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, really cool. Like, there's so many shortcuts you can take by just like, I guess, drifting off of the course at the right time, at the right angle. And then there's other ones more towards the end where you can do like the shortcut with a mushroom through the little archway across the rough terrain. Really cool. Ribbon Road, absolutely fantastic. I do want to point out Mario Kart Stadium as well, like the very first course in the Mushroom Cup, because like this is maybe the debut course that we saw the game get announced in. So it's always been a very iconic course for me, and I've played it a lot, and I seem to always want to click on it and play it whenever I'm doing a Mario Kart 8 session. And I think what's really cool about this one is just like the fact that it kind of looks a little bit basic, your typical Mario circuit type of deal. But it is funny when like that camera gets like zoomed out. Like this is just absolutely crazy what this course does. And like it sort of like just all twists and loops all together.
Yeah, the anti-grav. Yeah, you can really tell what's going on is pretty crazy.
So it's another one of those cases where it looks from your perspective, behind your character, it looks kind of normal. But when you zoom it out, it's like just absolutely nuts. I can't remember the name of the level, but like I think it might be Mario. Is it Mario Circuit? Which is it's a figure 8, so to represent Mario Kart 8. Just having a look here, can't see it just off the bat, just on the list I have. But I love that one too, just for the fact that the anti-grav makes such a difference to that as well, because it's like an 8, but it like sort of twists. So like the course is just completely warped. But once again, just from your perspective, it kind of just looks normal, which is really cool. But yeah, like so many courses there, Josh. Any more you'd like to point out? I could talk about all of them, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, like the DLC for Mario Kart 8, like the Big Blue, and then having Mute City. I just, having some sort of F-Zero content all those years back then. I know we were pretty, 10 years by then since the last game in the series. So to get F-Zero content in Mario Kart 8 was pretty special and cool. I just loved how well they sort of captured the vibe of those games. And, it's pretty crazy to think about that, they allowed it to happen, and just, that along with the Hyrule Circuit, you're collecting rupees instead of coins. That's such a beautiful depiction of the Zelda universe with a Mario Kart lens through it, and having those playable characters of Link and all that was really special. Yeah,
for sure. I like those extra touches of the rupees was just perfect. Really nice touch. The sound effects, the music going off. You're going through Hyrule Castle and going through just really cool course. I'm gonna miss it, Josh. I'm gonna miss it. I can never play it again. Never play it again.
Never again.
This game's moving out of house, and I'll never see them again.
You'll have less reason to, though. But yes.
But so even the Animal Crossing course, like how it changes with like the seasons as well. Get a random season, which is really cool, and like it changes a couple of things, and like the aesthetic and everything. I thought that was really cool, and especially at the time on the Wii U, it was one of those things where we're like, man, I really want an Animal Crossing on Wii U, because like everything the Wii U was showing us from like the Animal Crossing series, whether it was the inclusion in Mario Kart 8 or just there was like a random app on the Wii U too. I forgot what it was called, but it like had like it was like the Me Plaza, but it was like a bunch of Animal Crossing villages, and all of their models just looked so beautiful, HD, crisp. I'm like, man, and obviously there was that the Animal Crossing. What was that board game called? I forgot what that was called.
The actual game.
Yeah. Do you remember what that was called?
Amiibo Festival.
That's him. Was it Amiibo? Yeah, that's right. It was Amiibo Festival. Like even that game, like aesthetically, looked really nice. So we had like a lot of Animal Crossing content. In fact, wasn't really Animal Crossing. Like, man, this game's going to look amazing. And it still took a long time to come to Switch too, actually, didn't it? 2020. So yeah, a long time to get a HD Animal Crossing. Hopefully it's not too much longer for a Switch 2 version to come out and we can enjoy a nice crisper Animal Crossing once again. But yeah, I mean the DLC and everything, like the attention to detail for all of these things was really, really good. It's an absolutely phenomenal game, and let's leave the courses there. Let's talk about the DLC that came out in 2023, 22. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But before we get into that, let's just read, I guess, Compire's favourite course. He says, Cooper Trooper Beach on the Nintendo 64 is peak Mario Kart for me. Trying to hit the cave, and for the most part failing miserably, was so much fun when playing with a group of friends. What's your guys' favourite course from any Mario Kart games and why? Well, I think we didn't pick an absolute favourite one, so maybe let's think about that one, Josh. But Cooper Trooper Beach being introduced back into this game was pretty cool. I'm at the point, especially when I go back to Mario Kart 64, I'm always so rusty, I never try to hit that like cave shortcut going up the ramp. Are you particular? Just can you nail it every single time? Or
No, I suck at it too. I
Yeah,
could
I
never
suck at it,
get it right. Yep.
yeah, no. So I don't know. It's one of those things like when you're playing like split screen 64 and like you're looking at one of your friends and you see him nail it, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I always go around because I'm like, I'm going to stuff it up anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, well, it's like, I'll park 20 minutes away, we can walk. You know, it's a lot easier to park over there. It's one of those similar situations where it's like, look, don't worry about it. It's all right. You take the shortcut. But yeah, a favourite course, Josh. Like, I didn't think about picking a favourite course. I think, honestly, for me, God, there's so many. I think, honestly, though, Yoshi's Circuit might be it. Just because of, like, the nostalgia of, you know, it's a course that's been around for a long time, since Double Dash. And seeing it in this game was like, I don't know, it has a certain pop to me, and I love the shortcut as you're going like around Yoshi's head. How you can use the mushroom and go through the water. The waterfall is really cool, and like the ramps and the anti-grav stuff where it's just like basically like tricks to get speed boosts and things like that. Yeah, just a really special one. I'm a massive Yoshi fan. Yoshi is my go-to character. If Mario Kart World got announced and they said, like, there's no characters in this apart from Yoshi, you're just playing as the rainbow colors of Yoshi in Mario Kart World, I wouldn't even be upset.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be pretty happy, I would have thought.
So I like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice. Everyone on the line's like, I want to play as Mario and Luigi. They're my favorite. And I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't even know. It's interesting. Interesting decision by Nintendo, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's like, yeah, it may as well be a Yoshi game for me. So yeah, Yoshi Circuit, I guess, I guess makes sense. But Josh, big question, mate. What is your favorite Mario Kart track?
Ever. I think like Calamari Desert on the 64 I really loved as a kid. And then when they re-released it for with the Booster Course Pass, I got really excited. I just like, because they managed to like make it, I went back to it like on the 64 version and like, oh, it's a little bit boring, but like this new one, like they've got you going different directions. There's a bit of anti-grav stuff going on. It's really fun. So yeah, and you know, like I like trains as well, so it's just like really fun. Nod to that. You can follow it in the tunnel, all those kinds of things. I just really like that. And so it's either that or maybe Baby Park, just for the complete opposite. It's just so simply simple, but so chaotic. It's 7 laps of just absolute mayhem. You don't know what's going to happen. You do the laps. There's items everywhere. You might be able to get a good break. You might go all the way back to 12th. You just don't know, but it's absolute chaos. The items build up as well because you're going around the same spot a lot of times. It's absolutely bonkers, and I love it for that.
Yeah, me too. This game was also, this course was in Mario Kart DS as well. It originated in Double Dash, but in Mario Kart DS, I don't know if you were. It's funny because I took Mario Kart DS like kind of seriously when I was a kid, and it's because like I went to like one of those connection tours held by Nintendo Australia, and at the time, I think it was like 2005 when the game come out. It had like a Mario Kart DS tournament. And I entered the tournament and I came first in one race. And as like a 10-year-old kid, I was so excited to win. So like like Mario Kart DS sort of become like a bit more of like a serious competitive game for me. And I played it so much, but I got pretty good at it. And like at the time, like the snaking with the power slides was a big deal because back then how the power slides worked is like you went back and forth on the D-pad, and that just like the faster you did it, the faster like it activated your power boost. And so you could like go left, boost, right, boost, and you're just like constantly snaking the whole way boosting. So like the amount of speed you could build up was just insane. So like doing that on Baby Park was just like doing that with time trials and everything. I remember like trying to hit that like really good time. It's sort of that. So Baby Park takes me back to like Mario Kart DS, just like snaking the whole way. And like my friends, like when they played with me, they're playing it like a normal Mario Kart person would. And then there's me just like turbo boosting the whole way, and they can't even touch me because I'm like exploiting the game's like broken power sliding mechanics. So yeah,
it's so good.
So yeah, no, great choice. I love Love that one for Baby Park
It's
too.
super fun. Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm just looking at the list here. I'm like, there's so many where I'm just like Excite Bike Arena, like, fantastic. That was really cool too.
Like, you could be like convinced to change your mind by us getting
definitely
excited by a certain course enough, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. And like this game as well, like had a heap of the Rainbow Roads. Like I'm looking at the SNES Rainbow Road where like the Fromps, when they like smash down, it creates like a wave in the road, all of that type of thing. And the Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road where it became like just not three laps, but it was just like the one lap as well, which was unique back then when the game first launched. And then like the Rainbow Road for Mario Kart 8, it's good. But it's not super memorable necessarily. I wouldn't say that it's
I agree.
It's one of the best ones. Like, it's one that I had the most trouble with when they introduced 200cc, where like I couldn't like stay on the goddamn track. That was a tougher one when I'm trying to do all of like the 3 stars in that. But yeah, man, we could be there for a while, I feel. But let's jump into Zach's question he's got here. When I asked in the Discord, just saying, hey, what are some good Mario Kart memories? He replied with, I guess there are a ton of highlights, but we cannot ignore Australia finally appearing in a proper Mario Kart with Sydney Sprint. Love or hate the course, it was a cool moment for Aussie Nintendo fans, and I 100% agree. What do you think of Sydney Sprint, a part of, I think, the Propeller Cup in the Booster Course Pass in Wave 2?
Yeah, it's fun. It is super... I don't know, there's something very warm and proud. I don't know, you're just driving through Sydney thinking, there's an Australian course here, and it's, showing off some of Australia's best landmarks, and I've been there, they've designed it this way, and like, Darling Harbour, you're kind of like pointing things out as you go through, and very cool experience. So I love Sydney Sprint for that, and I love all the city-themed tour courses for that reason too, having been to a lot of them as well. Just to sort of look through and see how they've put the courses together, showcasing what's the best bits of the city. They're really great. They're some of my favourite bits of the new DLC.
Yeah. I like when the DLC first got announced. In fact, they were rehashing sort of tour, courses. I was like, interesting. Like playing Mario Kart Tour, like the courses weren't the problem. It was just like the amount of money they wanted out of you, and like the idea of having to roll like for good characters and stuff through like gacha mechanics. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this. I love Mario Kart, but Christ, I don't like it this much. I don't like anything this much. But yeah, just the fact we got the courses from that, really cool. And it was kind of it was interesting when you're playing with a group of friends. Like when I was playing with the group from Carpool Gaming when they're doing community nights or something like that, whenever like a Sydney Sprint would come on, like someone's like, oh, look, this is one for Drew, because I'm like maybe one of 2 Australians in the group or something. And it's just, it's like, yeah. And I was always good at it for whatever reason as well. Bit of a home team advantage, which came in clutch sometimes. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's good.
Just got lucky on it.
Advantage. Yeah,
that's right. And it's funny because like, the idea of going to Sydney, that may as well be the other side of the world at this point. It's a long way away, but it feels like this is the closest I'll ever get in Mario Kart. We're not going to have a Melbourne or an Adelaide course in Mario Kart.
No, sadly not.
Could you imagine an Adelaide Sprint? Where would you go on that? Go through Rundle Mall?
You start in the mall. Yep. And then if it's nighttime, when you do the game, you go westward towards Hindley Street. And you got to drive through drunkards and bumpy parts of the footpath before you get to the nice West Terrace. Go through the new hospital because we spent so much money on it. We've got to showcase it in a video game here. There's a cheese grater nearby. Go up to Adelaide Oval. Go on the roof because you can climb on the roof. And then back to the start. Something like that.
Cool. Yeah, I like the idea of going through Hindley Street. That's where all the bars are, the strippers. That type of area of Adelaide. So I'd like to see the Nintendo developers sort of work out how to make that a nice G rating for their video game. But
yeah, sure.
yeah. I think the only bad thing about the add-on booster courses, you could tell that the amount of polish that was put into the main game wasn't put into this. Like there was like a few a few areas where like even like textures of grass. I'm looking at the list here, just looking at Toad Circuit from the 3DS Mario Kart 7. I remember playing that and be like, you can look at the grass and stuff like that. I'm like, you can tell that the amount of work wasn't put into it. Not that it really, not that it super mattered, because I think we're just sort of appreciative of playing it's like all these new courses. But there were a few that you could sort of see that it wasn't up to like the same really high quality that like the initial courses were put under. But it was great to get like a lot of awesome returning courses as well for this, like Mushroom Gorge, Waluigi's Pinball, Sky Garden, Shroom Ridge, a lot of great ones in here, and Peach Gardens from Mario Kart DS as well.
Yeah,
and
it's a great one. And the changes they make to Peach Gardens there is very cool. I really appreciate that.
Me too, yeah, because instead of doing the laps, it like changes like I guess the route through the garden. It sort of it makes you go like backwards at some point and back through the races. That's always a cool thing when like courses did that, where like the person coming 12th, you like they could see the person coming first. How they sort of made it work with that. And some like there was, how many original ones was there? There was like one original one per pack, maybe. Like on wave 4, we got Yoshi's Island, like an original course. That was really cool, seeing like the Yoshi's Island art style from the SNES come to life in this amazing, immaculate looking 3D course. It was really cool, and the sort of secret towards the end of hitting the question mark cloud unreveals the stairs to like take a quicker route back to the the finish line was really nice. And when you're playing online, there's usually people that are like, if you're like coming like 4th or 5th, it's always there because people are like in first, they're usually pretty good. But if you're playing like couch co-op or something, and it's just like a bunch of people with similar skill levels, it was like a cool thing, like, oh, I gotta hit it, gotta go through it. It was I really liked it. But yeah, what are some standout courses from like all of the waves for you? Because yeah, there's a lot of good ones that I was happy to see come back, and you can see why so many of them come back now. Why they put this amount of effort into bringing so many courses? Because usually, say for Mario Kart 9, they'll be like, oh, we got to save some because what are we going to do? But obviously, they're doing the big open world type of expansion with Mario Kart World. But it was cool to see so many of these great courses come back, and what will probably be the very last traditional Mario Kart game like this. Sam, what are some standout courses for you?
Yeah, I obviously loved the ones they brought back and the tour ones, but I think the ones that were brand new were really good, like Sky High Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Just how beautiful looking that one is, and then I think they're bringing it. Well, there's a concept of it back in Mario Kart World, isn't there?
Yeah,
and it's like looks even more detailed. I didn't realize how barren the Switch version looked, and I'm looking at the Switch 2 one, like, oh my god, it's very cool. Ninja Hideaway, Merry Mountain, the Yoshi's Island one. That's such a cool course. How that's crafted and designed. I just love that so much. And then the Squeaky Clean Sprint. I think that's such a cool, fun one
definitely.
where you're getting sucked down the drain. You're in the drain. There's little things you find in there, and then you go back out into the bathroom all around. That's very fun.
Yeah, for sure. I like just talking about Yoshi's Island. Like in Mario Kart World, are we going to come up with a portion of the map that looks like this, that takes us like to the Yoshi area?
Yeah,
I don't know. That could be kind of amazing. That'd be so cool.
Probably is. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be very exciting. Looking here as well, Waluigi Stadium, one of the best tracks in Mario Kart. Full stop. I could bop my knees to this jam all day, Josh. I absolutely love it. Rosalina's Ice World. Don't remember that one. I feel like
it's from 3DS, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm thinking about the 3DS version, Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart 7 is by far, to me, the most forgettable Mario Kart game. It's purely because
it's the one I played the least.
Yeah,
the mainline ones. For sure.
It's just because like the mechanics that game introduced just got refined to a shine, to an absolute immaculate shine with Mario Kart 8. And like, why go back to Mario Kart 7? And I I don't know, Mario Kart 7, it was very rushed as well. Like it was missing like a quick play mode for whatever reason. I don't know why that was not in it, but I remember being like really frustrated, but I couldn't just open it up and play a course. It had to be like obviously like a cup from like the Grand Prix. I couldn't just go and be like, I want to play, I don't know, Rosalina's Ice World. I couldn't do that. It was kind of annoying. But yeah, it's just kind of become the most forgettable Mario Kart game, especially with 8 Deluxe being on Switch. Like that.
I agree.
So yeah, don't know.
Yeah,
think about going back to it every now and again.
Yeah, I like it came out during the time for me when like I had to be brought in with the 3DS and the Wii U with their ambassador, like, or they buy the console, get a free game kind of stuff, because I was around 18 to 20 and had kind of fallen away from Nintendo a bit, especially after the Wii, and they had to bring me back with those offers, so I kind of missed it at the time and had to come back to it later after all those years. So I didn't play it as much as I would have if I got Mario Kart 7 when it launched straight away.
Yeah, Mario Kart 7, another game where I was like very excited for. Very, very excited for. I can't remember what came out first, 3D Land or Mario Kart 7. Because I was very excited for those. Because before then, like the most exciting thing was the Ocarina of Time 3D remake.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, that's cool, but, you know, it's existed before. I want Mario Kart. That's never existed. That's never existed. A Mario game? Never had one of those before either. So
never again. Yep.
So yeah, those are the courses. Obviously, it makes me actually want to kind of just sit down and do like a stream of like me just ranking the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe courses. I could like sit here and like just talk about each one, and just do it. That could be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do that.
Yep, do it.
Because like I've been meaning to like do more live streams on my YouTube channel. Purely because like I want to like just be able to sit here, talk, make content, and do that for the YouTube channel. But I don't get the time to record videos all that much. So that sounds like a really good idea to do that. I might take myself up on that idea, Josh.
Make it happen. Yep.
Make it happen. So yeah, there's the courses, Josh. I want to know what your main character is when you play. Like I said before, all these other characters could just be rebranded as a me, and I wouldn't notice. But my Yoshi, need it there, mate. I was a really big fan when they introduced the colours in Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. They did an update. I think it came with the DLC, actually, the first wave of DLC, where they introduced the colours. So I'm always Red Yoshi. I'm on the Yoshi bike, and I've got my golden wheels, my golden parasail, and that's my go-to. I wouldn't do it any other way. If you make me play as Larry, I'll vomit in my mouth, to be honest.
I can't wait to be Red Yoshi 2 to meme you and make everyone confused.
Yeah, it's like, is that Drew? Is that Drew behind me? Yeah, but do you have a go-to character, Josh, or are you a bit more wishy-washy with your relationships with these Mushroom Kingdom characters?
Oh, I used to be Yoshi all the time growing up in the Mario Kart 64 days, but these days I teeter between Wario or Waluigi.
Oh, you've advanced to the real men. Now you've grown up. I see.
I have gotten into my notorious evil phase of my life. But looking at the new characters, I got instantly drawn to the new Donkey Kong character. So I think Mario Kart World, I'll be DK a lot more in that. But I don't mind the bigger characters. So yeah, I think Wario and Waluigi I'll keep going back to.
It's just been so long since I've played as a different weight class, so I wouldn't even know what to do. You know, like playing as like I agree, like DK in Mario Kart World looks awesome. I love
it.
Love it.
So great.
Yeah. So actually, when we played Mario Kart the other day, like the other week, Mario Kart World, when we went to Melbourne, I was playing as Mario for one of the races, and I love how Mario looks in this game, in like the new game. It really reminds me of like Mario from like Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64, where he's like, you know, this is that bit fatter and that bit more cartoony and animated.
Yes.
And I was playing like in the standard card, and there's nothing more visually satisfying and iconic to me like Mario in the like classic looking Mario in like his standard cart, because like there's a figure from First Four Figures that released, and it's like Mario doing like an upwards punch in his standard cart. It's like $220. I'm like, probably not, but it looks awesome. But don't know. There's something I love about that. So I'm even keen potential. I might cheat on Yoshi a little bit and go with Mario. But it's also one of those things in Mario Kart World. We're going to be wanting to unlock costumes and all this type of thing. We're going to be sort of encouraged to use more characters, which is good for maybe players like me where I am set in my ways. So I need to use Toad. I need to use Rosalina, Bowser, all of this to unlock the costumes, get that 100% over time. So, but if you're racing against me, you'll probably see me as the red little dinosaur in first place, I dare say. Just because I'm so good, Josh.
You are so good.
I'm so good.
Just red little dinosaur. No one else does it better, Drew.
No one does it better. No sirree. But we got one more write-in from Meta, and he wanted to share a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe memory with us as well. So, Meta, fire away. And I've got to read it. So, here it is.
To join the call when you said that. Like, what? There's an audio recording? Or like, okay. Yeah, nice.
They say, just wanted to share my favourite Mario Kart 8 memory. Right after I got my Switch in December 2017, my family and some family friends went to New York for my mum's 40th birthday over Christmas and New Year's. And one day when it was freezing cold, me and my childhood friend were huddled up in the corner of our hotel room, one Joy-Con each, playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the very first time. So yeah, being able to remember like a big trip like that, you know, going all the way to New York would be pretty cool, I would imagine. A lot of nostalgia, because like a lot of these, a lot of the memories and everything that come from Mario Kart is obviously the experience of just playing with our friends. My God, Josh, is that rain over there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Jeez Louise.
They've...
No, you're right, mate. It is what it is. We're getting some crazy weather here in South Australia. It's good. It's good for us farmers.
It sounds like hail right now. I'm just like... You can definitely hear that in the audio, can't you? Yeah. I can mute myself for a bit if you want.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I don't think it won't last too long. Look, it's not the worst thing. Like, if I could have a kid wake up and scream, now that wouldn't be too good in the audio. But the rain's fine. Someone will be listening to it, like, you know, just as they go to bed, and that would just be like the extra bit of ASMR for them, just to go to bed.
Maybe.
Here you go, guys.
It's getting pretty heavy now. God, it's yeah. We haven't had rain in so long here in Adelaide, so it's and across South Australia. So Drew's very glad it's happening as well.
That's right. The farmer in me is like looking at the grass, thinking bloody beautiful. Yep. I just over the last couple of weeks I've been doing a lot of seeding, planting a lot of pastures. So this would be great for that, Josh. Absolutely fantastic. I need that.
Very good.
I need that seed to germinate, mate, over the next 6 weeks.
Yes.
We've got some sheep lambing. Those ewes need to go out on that paddock and have something to eat, mate. So the grass,
very good.
The rain you're experiencing right now, really important, vital to our business. So
keep happening.
And of course, you need to drink it too, Josh. You can't live without water, mate.
Everyone listening right now, have a bit of water. Make sure to stay hydrated throughout the day.
Stay hydrated. But yes, man, I'm gonna miss this game, Josh. And by miss this game, I mean I'll play it whenever I feel like it, because it'll literally be on my Switch too.
If you really miss it after Mario Kart World, then something's up.
That's right. I hope Mario Kart World lives up to the hype. You know, this game was fantastic, and like we looked at this game and we thought to ourselves, how are they going to top this? And it seems like Nintendo's worked out a way to try and top it.
Do it. Yep. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. They're holding their own beer. They're just double parked. They double parked themselves.
Double fisted, some people call that.
Some do. Some do. Do I have to beat that one?
Yeah.
No. Producer Drew's not going to beat that one. Don't worry about that, Josh. I'll leave it in. Actually, I'll put it at the start of the episode.
Yeah, have that as the cold opening.
That could be the teaser. You know, for the new audience.
Listeners, have you heard of double fisting?
Have you heard of it? If you have, keep it to yourself. All right,
Yeah.
so that's us saying goodbye to Mario Kart 8. I'm sure there's a lot more to say, but it is what it is. Josh threw his copy on the ground. See ya. See ya, Mario Kart. Josh. It is sad to see.
It's all good.
You're just like, check your case.
Come back.
You're like, oh, I'm going to have to buy another copy. You're going to have to go and Switch 2. You're going to have to get a new copy of Mario Kart 8 because you broke it. You're going to have to get a physical copy of Mario Kart World along with your digital copy.
Too much money. No.
That's fair enough. But Josh, a lot of sort of cool little tidbits came out of, came for Mario Kart World this week, which is pretty cool. You've got all the information because you're organised. I appreciate that. So should we run through some of that stuff, some of the new tidbits we got from Nintendo about Mario Kart World? Because, don't know, pretty big game coming out soon. So, I don't know, fire away, Josh. What we got?
Yeah. Seems to be when a really big game comes out, Nintendo will do this Ask the Developer series, and I really love these because you sort of get a bit of extra insight into what they do as a company, how they think about games and their process, what worked and doesn't. They kind of tell a bit extra, like we thought of this and this didn't happen, or and from that you get some pretty interesting information. So I wrote down some of the more interesting things I found from it, and like one of the things was the prototyping for the game began in March 2017, and you probably know, Drew, what happened that month in that year. The actual original Switch launched. So the same month that the Switch launched, they were prototyping how to make Mario Kart World, really. And development began later that year. They kind of knew from the get-go it would be open world. So pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I remember having conversations, like, maybe around E3 time or Summer Game Fest time throughout, like, most of the Switch's life until we got the DLC, where it's like, will there be an original Switch Mario Kart game? And my sort of thought on that since the very beginning was no, because, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is that game. And for a lot of people, they had no idea that the Wii U version was even a thing. So it is a brand new game for them. So it will be saved for the next Nintendo console. Now, I didn't expect the Switch 2 to be coming out in 2025. I thought it might have been a little bit earlier than that, to be honest. So
yeah,
that was sort of my my logic there. But it was really interesting to sort of find out that there really could have been another Mario Kart game. Like if it was like a more traditional, just the next Mario Kart game, and it ran fine on Switch, we could have very well seen it, which is kind of interesting. I'm really happy that we didn't, because Mario Kart 8 was fine as it was. Like we didn't really need it. Like it was a lot better to just get more courses. But I'm happy that the next true Mario Kart game is on another system that utilizes that power to do new and exciting things. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that, and I was kind of surprised to hear it.
Yeah, and it wasn't until 2020 that they decided to make the switch to the Switch 2. So, they did a couple of years of them developing and working out what they wanted. And there was a bit of, we want it to, be maxed out at 60 frames per second. If it's open world, we want 24 races, blah, blah, blah. And they were kind of realizing, looking at the Switch hardware, thinking, it's not going to really work. And if we want it to work, we're going to have to cut back on something, whether that be the frame rate or the races. And it eventually got to the stage where they realized, they don't want to give up any of that. And so it was pivoted towards the Switch 2, which I think was probably a bit of a blessing and a godsend, really, because I think if they released it on the Switch, then I'd hate to know how different the Switch 2 launch may have been. We don't know, obviously, but I think having it with a Mario Kart game just sort of really guarantees its success and launch. So it nearly didn't happen.
Yeah, and could you imagine like getting the next Mario Kart game and having like half the frame rate, and probably it would have definitely actually like looked a lot worse than Mario Kart 8, which is like obviously just like the limited and linear courses for the most part compared to like an open world, which they would have wanted to do, and also the open world, it would have been restricted a lot more as well. So for this idea where it is like just about opening up the scope, makes a lot of sense that it's on new hardware. Thank God.
Thank the maker. Yep, correct. They talked a lot about in the series about the design from like sleek looking stuff in like Mario Kart 8 to like the more playful stuff. So you see like I call it the Super Mario Bros. Wonder treatment that Mario got in that, where he's looking a lot more playful, emotive, whimsical in that, and they've kind of done that same thing here with the characters. A bit more playful and delighting, and I think that deliberate choice in a character design is awesome, and really adds to the charm of the games. And so it's just like it just really makes for a more warming kind of game, I feel. And I can't wait to play. That's one of the reasons I'm excited to play it.
Yeah, it's a bit like I guess what I'm talking about with like Mario looking so much, more cartoony and emotive and all that in this game, where I'm like, it reminds me of like just real classic looking Mario before, I guess more of like the modern renditions. I like it. I like how it's like the art style of it.
Yeah, no, it's very cool, and I want to see, like, I don't know if we've seen all the characters yet, but yeah, I want to see them be emotive. Maybe there's some characters that don't like chili or certain other foods. I want to see that kind of stuff, that nuanced, really intricate stuff that gives a bit of character to the races. I was reading in the series as well about there's like a whole bunch of like Yoshi's drive-through restaurants. Like they're literally everywhere.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty cool now. They thought of this concept of using food because one of the producers was like hungry one time and just said, I should maybe just draw some, food and we can add it in. And it kind of built that, we got costumes. Instead of using coins, which they were originally going to do, let's use the food as a way to get the costumes. And so it was kind of that organic sort of, just some innocuous, some off idea just became, what resulted in how we get the new outfits in the game. So, Yoshi's rich now. He's got restaurants everywhere. I called him a capitalistic pig in my recording the other day for this reason. He's just sold out. He is the man now, and got these restaurants everywhere.
Good for him, man. Like I said, the only person that matters in Mario Kart is Yoshi. He can own the whole Mario Kart world. You can run the place as far as I'm concerned. So good for him.
Yeah, you're a shareholder number one there.
That's right.
Supporting him in Yoshi's endeavors there.
I've got my Yoshi coins put in the right place.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Jeez. You might have seen this in the news roundups, but another one was interesting. Was they weren't sure the Mario Kart developers if Mario actually ate mushrooms or touched them to get the power-ups in the Super Mario Bros. Universe. So they actually had to clarify that, and he does eat them. So that fit into the food eating concept. So they weren't sure, and it doesn't exactly show it in the original Super Mario Bros. Does it? In a way, he's kind of punching the block and jumps into the mushrooms. So you don't quite know, but it makes sense, doesn't it? That he eats it.
Yeah, it's like when I first watched the Mario Brothers movie, where he's doing that big training thing with Princess Peach, so he can go on the journey with her, and the first time he eats the mushroom and he doesn't really want to, and she sort of shoves it down his throat. It was one of those moments where actually seeing him eat it, it's that's weird. It's weird watching him eat it because I guess even us for the most part, obviously the developers of Mario Kart didn't know, so we wouldn't have known either. But it's does he eat them? It never really shows it. Even in the 3D games, you never see him eat it. I was kind of wondering, when I heard this bit of news, this little tidbit, is there an animation when you use a mushroom in Mario Kart where he just he eats it and poof, he gets the boost there? I don't think he does. I
don't think there's any animations except the one you've talked about in the movie. I think every other time he's just sort of touched it and become the power up from it.
So is Nintendo a bit more aware of that than maybe Illumination, where it's look, he eats it, but we're not going to show that because it's weird. Mario just eating this brightly colored mushroom. Usually if you see a mushroom that has quite vibrant colors on it, or it's red, for example, probably don't eat it. It's one of those common sense things. So maybe kids will be eating mushrooms thinking they'll turn into Super Mario when it's actually just highly toxic. maybe it'd be interesting to see they're thinking in the next 3D Mario. It's why don't you just show him eating it? because that's what he does. That's what you say he does. So why don't you just eat it? Don't know.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, what we're dealing in Australia here. For those who don't know, there's a lady who's being alleged to have killed people with mushrooms, or tried to anyway.
Yeah,
there's a whole court battle going on at the moment.
Maybe she was playing too much Mario.
Had some bad ideas from playing Super Mario. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, like she heard this interview, like, oh, he eats them. That's a good idea. That'll knock off my enemies quite well. He.
Correct. Next one, we got cow. So
yeah.
So the way that cow came into the game was just one of the concept artists for the game just drew cow in a car, and kind of caught a bit of wind in Nintendo, and they're looking for new characters to use. They used so many in the previous game, they didn't really know where to go, and so they saw the silly sketch of the cow cruising along, and like, yep, this is it. So cow from Moo Moo Meadows, so like they call them obstacle characters. So like, you know, you go and do that specific course and you avoid the cows when you do Moo Moo Meadows. They get in the way. So like, okay, if we bring cow into it, let's bring penguin, because there's penguins in the other tracks that you got to avoid. Things like that. So anything that's been like the snowmen, snow peoples, anything that's been an obstacle in the past now is pretty much a drivable character in Mario Kart World, which is pretty cool, pretty funky. I think fits in with the universe well enough. Become a huge meme, the cow, and I think we all love it for that. And it's pretty funny. And yeah, long live cow.
I liked playing as cow. I played as cow in one of my races in Mario Kart World, and she did me well. I came first, so good on you, cow.
Yep.
I would like to be a fly on the wall at Nintendo, like back then when that was going on. Like, was there somebody on like their graphics pad drawing up that little doodle, but like, oh, put the cow on the pickup truck, isn't that cute? Then somebody like walks past and like, that's bloody brilliant. That's brilliant. And they call over like the like producer, like, look at look, there's a cow on the truck. Like, oh my god!
We haven't think of this before. This is bloody amazing.
Yeah, there's all scribbling down in their notepad, like, oh my god! And you take it to the director, like, oh yes, yeah. So it's like they get a pay raise, they get a staff member of the month. Yeah,
bonus. Yep, they get a cool nickname from here on in. You know, they've done it.
They've done it. You've won. You've won the Mario Kart game. Congratulations.
Made it a success.
But it does make a lot of sense that like when we saw all of like these, I guess, like side characters or obstacle characters come to be playable characters, it does make sense that like Cow was the start of that, because Cow is by far the most popular one out of all of those. Like, you know, when we all saw Cow, we're like, what the hell? The Moo Moo Meadows cow, like it helps as well, because like Moo Moo Meadows in Mario Kart is so iconic, whereas like, you know, the snowman isn't that iconic. He's very iconic in Mario 64, for example. You know, in his particular level, and like these other characters as well, like Hammer Bros and Goombas. Like we all know them from other Mario games, but I think the cow specifically is Mario Kart coded. So that's why it's like, you know, so popular, but. It is pretty cool to see that was the first initial reason we are getting like this on-sweep of brand new characters. So yeah, I'm all about the cow, man. I can't wait to be in a lobby and just see like, oh my god, it's just all cows. Like,
yeah, it'll be correct. Definitely going to be one of those things. Pretty funny.
I'm unsure too. Like these obstacle characters, I don't know if they're getting costumes. I don't know if that's been confirmed or denied or anything. I feel like I heard that they're not, but I don't really know. We don't really.
What's that? Sorry.
I don't know if like these side characters are getting like their own costumes, like the food costumes.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, because it would be cool to like see like a bunch of like different colored cows and cows wearing like all sorts of like different like, you know, just arrays of outfits and things. That'd be really cool. But I could just see it like a herd of cows just sitting at the start line, and
it doesn't look like they have outfits, I think. So yeah, I think they're primed into primary and then secondary. So these are you know, like I'm excited to be a Cataquack from Super Mario Sunshine. You know, that's going to be pretty.
Are you?
And cool. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like the cow's hilarious, but then there's like Cataquack and stuff. It's like,
So stupid.
All right. Like,
I'm looking at the list now. Coin coffer. That's great.
that's right. Like, yeah, there is definitely like a bottom of the barrel sort of like, there's like, dolphin and fish and stuff like that too, where it's like, oh, right. I don't know, if I'm going to be selecting
Fish bone.
That's right.
It's not even alive. It's a dead fish.
Dead fish.
And Rocky Wrench.
Yeah, there's some in there, isn't there?
Para Bitty Bud.
I feel like I'm gonna be saying this, but I'm gonna be like play it with my son when he's old enough to like really grasp it and want to play it, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, Dad, look at this fish. Look at the beautiful dead fish. I want to play as him." It's like, what do you want to play as Mario, or what about Donkey Kong from that that game you enjoyed, Mario Kart? Not what's it called? Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's like, no, I want to play as the fish, Daddy.
Pokey. As a Pokey.
I want to play. Yeah, the Pokey's cool. I like Pokey. So that's a cool one. That's a cool enemy to put in there.
Wriggler.
Wriggler's cool. You just use his.
Sidestepper.
What was that? What was zipper?
Sidestepper.
Sidestepper. Nah, don't think I will.
Not really. Yeah.
I'll play it. Look, if they've got costumes, I'll drive around the open world collecting stuff. But no. All right, Josh. What's the next fact we got?
They were the main ones I had.
Cool.
So, some, very interesting stuff. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone interested to really understand the thought process when it comes to developing these big games, especially from Nintendo, to read these articles, because we just don't get the chance to do it a lot. So, I wish they did it with more games, not just the big ones.
Yeah, me too. Like, it's like where this kind of originated with like Iwata Asks all the way back in the day when he would like talk to like developers and that from Nintendo. Just absolutely fascinating because we don't get much insight about Nintendo games, and it just comes from Nintendo themselves. Like they decide to publish this interview, put it together, and put it out there. So it's great, but we really don't get to hear much. So like for them to like publish an interview like this, where it is like talking about the history of the development, where it came from, what it wanted to be, but the obstacles that happened along the way, and where it is now for Switch 2. Pretty interesting. I kind of like there are obviously stories within Nintendo that are negative and things like that. Even that would be interesting, but we'll never hear them because like the Jason Schreiers and the journalists, it's just that language barrier, like most of all, but. Just like, it's very secretive company. So a little bit tricky to get some of these cool behind the scenes stories. So I'm glad we got this from the source itself, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll get one for DK next month.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. It kind of seems like it rolls into their marketing a little bit, like, doing the behind the scenes type of thing. And I'm sure they'll share some like things about developing the technology to smash rocks and all of that type of stuff. It'd be pretty cool. But I guess I guess at this point, Josh, bit of a gut check. How excited are you for Mario Kart World? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, very excited. Like it's been years in the making. Most of the stuff I'm seeing from this game's got me really excited. I've seen a few more things about the missions in the last few days, which has got me a bit more relieved and excited for that because I think that's going to be a really fun part of the game outside of the racing. So, I just want to discover all the secrets, race all around, and play online with you and all the other mates we have in our Discords. I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, can't wait.
Can't wait. And you said about those P-block missions. Really excited for them too. Like I was just watching earlier tonight. Like there's one where you activate and you've got to like go through all these shy guys skiing down the ski slope. Got to avoid them and go through the rings and stuff like that.
Nintendo Today.
Yeah, I was on Nintendo Today. I didn't check the app. I just saw it on my Nintendo News. I'm like, cool. So yeah, very excited about it. I cannot wait. I've got a bit of a thing on launch day where I'm like, I honestly don't know where to start. And that's purely because like of the downloads. Like Mario Kart will be the biggest download, so I've got to like really kind of play out the downloads, and going to be doing like a lot of YouTube content as well. So I've got to sort of manage the downloads, the uploads.
Prioritize. Yeah.
Might have to take some videos and my Switch 2 around to some other places. So like upload a video here, download a game there. Don't know. I don't think that's too much effort, but we shall see. It was interesting just talking about the Nintendo Today app. It seems like they're implementing an update to prevent recording like your screen. That
must
that
go
kind of
to
sucks.
the app to get your Nintendo Today news. You cannot get screen recordings that someone else has done from Nintendo Today and posted it onto another platform. That's cheating.
Yeah, because like when I'm like on YouTube and I see like in the YouTube Shorts, it's like just the video from the Nintendo Today app. I'm like, man, I could just do this. I could just record it and post it. That's what people are doing. They're just like, yeah, check it out. Like, you know, you're on YouTube. You don't have to go over to this app, because you would imagine like a lot of people probably wouldn't have this app. Like a lot of people wouldn't even know about it. It's just kind of us. We're there watching the Nintendo Direct and they're like, here's one more thing, an app for our promotional material within our promotional material. Have a blast, kids. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yep. They're trying to stop us from doing that. We shall find a way.
Party poopers.
We shall take your marketing material and we shall spread it without your consent. God damn it.
There are other ways. People will circumvent it.
They definitely will. I guess what I want to talk about now, Josh, is just a bit of a rumor about a Nintendo Direct happening around launch or a week after launch. We'll see what we think. I'll read this from my Nintendo News. The article reads, Nintendo generally holds a Nintendo Direct presentation in June, but with the Nintendo Switch 2 launching that month, it's not clear whether the Kyoto-based company will set to hold one next month. Leaker PH Brazil says that he has heard that Nintendo is planning for one for the Switch 2 launch week or the week after. So yeah, they said that. They've got a bit of a track record. Some things right, some things wrong. But let's just talk about the idea of a Nintendo Direct just in general, whether it will be June, July, August. Like, we will have one within that like quarter. You would assume
100%.
we got a lot of games we know about, but we got no dates. Stuff like, you know, even like Kirby Air Riders, no idea when it's coming out. Drag X Drive, no idea when it's coming out. Hyrule Warriors, Metroid Prime. Yeah, exactly. Metroid Prime, absolutely massive one. So we know games. We need dates. So at very least, we'll have a nice date-filled just Nintendo Direct being like, hey, look, these games you want to play, you can play them this time. And there's like a lot of third parties, I'd imagine, that maybe got dev kits a little bit later that will be ready maybe to show off some marketing material and things, you know, around launch or a little bit after. So it makes a lot of sense, I feel like. I don't feel like it's guaranteed for a Nintendo Direct in June anymore, purely because like the E3 timeline's gone. It is around a launch, so like of a new system. So it's not a guaranteed, but I think it could be a nice little boost again. Do you think like Nintendo need like a marketing boost of a Nintendo Direct around the launch? Because like I feel like there's a lot of hype around Switch 2 throughout the duration of June anyway. Like, do you need to sort of like ride that hype, like that peak hype, and then also come in and be like, hey, more games that you're going to be playing later this year into early 2026? Like, I don't know, like it'd be interesting to see what strategy Nintendo decide to pull off, because I really kind of don't know. But of course, me having like a Switch 2 for a week and then like just getting a Direct and having even more games announced for it be super exciting. So I can see them going either way, but what are you sort of thinking with a timing of a Nintendo Direct?
I really hope it's not the week of relaunching my show. I don't really want that to get completely swamped out by a Direct on top of it all.
You'll be fine, Josh. You'll just have more to talk about. So you'll be good.
True. That's true. I would have thought next week, you know, just focus on, you got a great launch lineup in terms of Mario Kart World. Welcome to a not part of that, but you know, so much to sort of promote and talk about with that. I totally see like a week after that, like, you know, you're a week in, here's a Direct and talking about DK Bonanza and obviously all the other stuff to date and some extra new things to throw in. I think that would make a lot of sense. So I'm definitely thinking June. I was even thinking originally early July, but maybe there's a focused DK Direct or something like that on top of it. But you know, they've had one every year since 2016, I think, a June Nintendo Direct. So it's a given.
It is a given.
It's a given. It's happening.
All right.
They're going to do it at some stage.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the week after, not the week of.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it the week off. You got enough momentum just from launching the thing with a really exciting, massive game.
Nintendo's PR would want to focus on the actual launch, I would have thought, that week and get it all ready.
Yeah.
And you got Summer's Games Fest straight after that. So over that weekend, I would have thought you'd want to have it after that as well. And
definitely.
Control the media cycle a bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great point, Josh. Just like, Summer Games Fest, they never do it during then anyway. Like, they do it despite Jeff Keighley or something. Like, and I've actually got no idea what's really happening during Summer Games Fest this year, apart from the Xbox showcase. I haven't really looked too much into it. I've been very focused on just like getting a new Nintendo console,
for sure.
But just all the showcases that happen during Summer Games Fest, another great opportunity to show off new Switch 2 games as well. We're at that. We're going to be at that point where it's just like every game that gets announced it's going to be very exciting. Just because it's like it wasn't possible before on Switch. So like even stuff like stuff that's already announced, like Sonic X Generations. I'm like, I know that's already a Switch game, but like playing it at the quality that it will be on Switch 2, I'm like, it's kind of cool to have that on a portable. Like, just all of these games where I'm looking at them just being like, that'd be a lot of fun. So I'm really anticipating just more games, more third-party games to be announced for it. So I hope we see him soonish. But yeah, it's interesting that you say it's guaranteed, because like I just feel like the Switch 2 coming out, it's like that is something that obviously hasn't happened the last 8 years. So that's a big sort of change. Like, yeah, it just depends when they need that second win for their momentum, just a little bit of a push to keep it going. And maybe look a little bit before Donkey Kong, showing off a bit more of that.
Oh, they need something for DK, at least a dedicated DK Direct. But yeah, like with all the dates and everything, summer is a time that Dragon Drive is coming in the Northern Hemisphere, so winter for us. So I would have thought that'd be part of a Direct and announced fairly soon.
We need to know when we're playing Dragon Drive, and I'm not even being sarcastic. I am really kind of looking at that.
Drew's ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to. I got my mouse mat here.
Do you?
Got my mouse mat at my.
Let's see. Show me.
Oh, do I have to? Got to pick up my keyboard. Oh, no, I'm not going to do it, Josh. I've got a Persona 5 mouse pad.
He's lying.
I'm lying. That's right. I don't have a mouse pad. I'm just a mouse pad poser.
Doing it for the attention.
That's right. I'm just like, maybe a couple of extra views on the podcast if I say I have a mouse pad. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. I guess when it comes to like directs and like Summer Games Fest and stuff, is there anything you're sort of hoping to hear about, like from a particular publisher or franchise or something like that?
Xbox need to tell us what Switch 2 games they're putting out.
I agree. That is a great one. I am actually kind of like I've talked about.
Great time for them to do it.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be fascinating just to see how they handle it. Like, do they allow Xbox games to be featured during a Nintendo Direct, or do they want to hold Switch 2 announcements for their own showcase? Like that is going to be a fascinating thing to be like, because we didn't see anything Xbox or Microsoft apart from Activision games at the last Nintendo Direct. Will we see like we're watching the Xbox showcase and we're like, checking out the new Call of Duty, and then the next trailer is like Forza Horizon 5 coming to Switch 2. Yeah. And you're like, oh, cool. I wasn't expecting that here. Like, is it just become like a publisher showcase rather than a platform showcase?
Yes.
Because like
it could very much do that.
Yeah, definitely. Because like at the moment, it is like very much still a platform showcase. It's Xbox games you can play on your Xbox with Xbox Game Pass.
But what's an Xbox but anything that plays Xbox games?
That's right.
Switch 2 is an Xbox, Drew.
That's right. Switch 2 is an Xbox.
Switch 2 is an Xbox.
Because like I think the thing I want the most, like a few weeks ago, like the Gears of War Reloaded got announced for PS5. And I think like stuff like that would be great on Switch 2. Like that multiplayer, just like tabletop mode with mouse controls. I think that like there's heavy rumors, and this makes a lot of sense, especially after what they're doing with Gears of War. Is just like Halo 1 remastered, that to come to everything, including Switch 2, would be great. Like you imagine doing like the original Halo campaign remastered, then like doing LAN play in tabletop mode with mouse controls and everything, just on the handheld device. It'd be awesome. So stuff like that. Honestly, there's a lot of Xbox games I would actually love to play on Switch too. So bring it to us. We will buy it. I won't buy everything because I do have an Xbox, so I can just use Game Pass. But Forza Horizon 5 and Halo especially, I do want to play them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Honestly, great.
Yeah. Do you reckon, Forza Horizon 5 come to Switch 2, will you get it on Switch 2 or PS5? What would you go with?
I think I'd really want to know the comparison in the visuals and if there was any cut content between the Switch version. But if there wasn't any cut content, I'd probably be leaning towards Switch 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love just like a super convenient version of that game on Switch.
And then that's the big thing for me. Just, I can play it. I don't have to play it downstairs on the TV. I can bring it upstairs here, play it. I can have handheld. It can, be very easy.
Yeah, because I think the tail of Switch 2 is just like, do you want to play it portably? It'll be pretty good. It'll be fine enough on Switch 2. Like the games that push hardware a fair bit. Like there's gonna be like Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2, and just by the look of the footage in the trailers, it looks like it's been dumbed down quite a bit for Switch 2 because it's like on other systems it's got like ray tracing always on, and that's going to be like a hardware intensive sort of aspect of that game. So like you take that out of the Switch 2 version and you're going to see like a noticeable difference just in lighting, and it looks like the textures and all that are going to be a fair bit worse. But it just depends. Like, are you sitting at your TV? If you are, if you usually play on TV, just the Switch. Getting the Switch 2 version isn't going to be probably the move for you. But if you do want to take that game with you on a bus trip, you want to play it in bed, you want the ease of just like putting it into like standby mode, unlocking it, and the graphics don't bother you too much on like a smaller 8-inch screen. And I think for the most part, third-party games are going to have a pretty good home on Switch 2. And I'm looking forward to that. It just depends on what you want from each game. Like if you want Cyberpunk to look beautiful and just like stunning on your TV, there's other options. But if you want to just like explore it, like you on your lunch break and get home and play it on the big TV, but then take it to bed and just have that versatility, which I really appreciate as a dad, just being able to have it in your pocket.
Sure.
Definitely. So
Switch 2 can help you.
Definitely, yeah. Because like for me, like I was looking at Borderlands 4, and I had like no interest in it, but the idea of it on Switch 2, I'm like, I kind of like the idea of it being a handheld game, and leveling up, collecting guns, playing with people online, and like I can sort of split it up between like online sessions with friends with game chat and things, and then like during the day I can have like 10 minutes here and there, like leveling up and collecting, just doing raids and whatever you do in that game. I'm not like a Borderlands fan, but I kind of like the idea of it, and it probably wouldn't be dumbed down that much because of like the nice, colourful, cell shading art style that game offers. So it kind of scales pretty well as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited just to play a bunch of third-party games on Switch 2. And very excited about it, Josh. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to most. Like Mario Kart World, really looking forward to it. One of my favourite franchises, but I'm kind of looking forward to everything. It's a little bit of a hard position to be in. Where do I spend my time and money?
Well, you bought a game, haven't you? Fantasy Life I. Did you?
I did.
Into that?
I did. I bought that on Switch because it will be getting a Switch 2 edition. So I'm like, all right, we'll do it. I've got to get the $15 or $10 upgrade later on anyway to make it run, which would be cool. So yeah, I did get that. Yeah. I haven't played much of it though, so I can't really comment on it too much. I sort of started it up and I'm doing some like tutorials, but I haven't really gotten into it. I guess just to say what my initial thoughts are, just like how the game runs on Switch. It looks really blurry. You can, like, when I look at footage from the PC or PS5 version, I'm like, ooh, there is a noticeable difference there. Like, it's just the Switch version looks blurry. And honestly, if there wasn't the promise of a Switch 2 version, I probably wouldn't have got it on Switch.
Yeah.
Because but the idea of just like, oh look, my save will easily transfer the Switch 2 version and $10 and I'll hopefully get a really nice version of it. I'm happy enough with that for the meantime, so I'm not too worried about it. It kind of does suck though, because I was looking on the website and it says like the difference between like each version. So like Switch 1, an upgrade to Switch 2, it'll cost money. There'll be more information about it in the future. Then they talk about the PlayStation version, and like the PlayStation version includes like PS4 and PS5 versions with the same purchase. I'm like, so it had them like lined up right against each other. So it showed like the difference in like platforms, how they handle upgrades and things. So like on PlayStation, you can, you just get both versions, but it kind of sucks that like all of these games are gonna require you like paying money to upgrade them. And like for Fantasy Life, they include like what the upgrades are. It isn't like anything crazy. It's like frame rate and visual improvements. Like they just utilize the hardware that you have. So I'm not all that impressed when it comes to like the method Nintendo set up for like third party publishers and themselves to upgrade your games for the new piece of hardware you've got. Because like all the other companies, like if I bought the same game on PS4, I bought a PS5, just download it, you're good to go. If I bought the Xbox version of it, same thing, download it, you're right to go. Obviously on PC, you can download it on whatever PC you want, Steam Deck, ROG Ally, your big gaming tower, laptop. It's going to run however the hardware handles it. But Nintendo, you've got to literally pay to unlock it, which sucks. But it is what it is.
It's annoying. Very Nintendo thing.
Yeah, I decided to play there, so I will bear the $10
consequences of your own actions, Drew.
Mm-hmm. And it was a really expensive game too. I've got to say, like I spent $90 on it. Really expensive.
90?
Really expensive game, but I'm
Switch 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Mm-hmm. See, I was put off of it. Like I said, look, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. And like I was watching some streams, it looks really fun and relaxing, and I just need a sit back and chill out game. That's all I need right now. Because I'm playing like Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and like the last week I haven't touched it because I get to like late at night and I can't be bothered parrying and like really concentrating on timing and stuff like that. I can't be bothered. I want to go fishing and upgrade my stats. Like I can't. That's all I want to do. I just want to go fishing because in the Fantasy Life you choose like a life, and there's one called the Angler. And my favorite thing to do in Animal Crossing is just to chill out. Tom Nook's shut for the night. I'm just down the beach fishing, just throwing the rod in and collecting fish. And that's one of my favorite things to do in that game. I don't like building my village. I don't like making my villagers happy. I just like going fishing. So the idea of a game where I can just do that and level up and have fun, relax once the kids are in bed, I need it.
Yeah.
I needed it. So I put the cash down. And I'm looking forward to it looking a lot better on Switch too, hopefully.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, haven't been playing much.
Next few nights before World comes out.
Yeah. I'll get a bit of time. It's one of those things where it's like I'll probably mainly play it on Switch 2, but we'll see how much I get sucked into it in the meantime. I'm just so focused on the Switch 2 at the moment. Like I don't want to play anything else. I just want the Switch 2 Mario Kart. I was looking at footage of like us when at the event playing Mario Kart, and I was watching footage of me like holding the Switch 2. I'm like, it feels like such a distant memory. It feels kind of surreal watching me play it. I was like, I just want my own. I want that to be mine. I want to be playing it. Don't know. I'm just such in a
it's
strange
like
mood.
we had it. We we got used to it by the end of the session, and then now it's gone. Like, oh yeah, what was it like again? Like, oh, I need to want to hold one again and experience it.
Yeah. So you're the same then, like a little bit hazy, just like like I remember it feeling really good and all this stuff, but
I remember it. And, like it was very satisfying. But yeah, just like I want to look at it and pick up the other intricacies that I don't think I looked enough at the Pro Controller when I picked that up and took everything in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like one thing I tried to listen for was like how loud the fan is, but we don't know stuff like that. Like how loud's the fan in the dock and stuff like that, which we won't know until we.
Which is a bit hard where we were.
Get one in our house, but yeah. So yeah, I haven't been playing much, Josh, but I know you've been playing some Xenoblade Chronicles X still. That's your game until Switch 2. So, bit of an update from last week. How you going with everything?
Not too much to update on, but yeah, that has been the one I've been playing. So, just trying to work through the chapters. I think I'm up to chapter 8. It was a pretty cool chapter getting through that. I'm enjoying the story and what they're going through with that. So it's just getting, around my head on the scale stuff, because there's a few more extra things to learn on that. But yeah, only probably a couple hours this week. So I need to, I'm not going to finish it by the end, by the time the Switch 2 comes out. So sadly, I fear it is going to get shelved by the time that happens.
Oh, look, download it on Switch 2, and you'll be fine. It'll be right there, ready to go.
Yeah, it might be one of those things when the update comes out later this year that they haven't announced officially, but is probably coming.
Do you feel like you'll be able to get back to it later this year, or do you reckon you'll forget a little bit too much?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like very in depth. Where like,
I mean,
yeah. I
had a second stint at Xenoblade 3 and was able to get into it for like another 10 hours or so. Then I fell off again. So I just need to, I reckon I can do it.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. It's just it's it has a bit busy time at the moment, so it's not just not from wanting to lack of wanting to play it. It's a lot of not having a lot of time at the moment to play some stuff.
Yeah, because I'm kind of considering dropping Expedition 33 just for a little bit, like, and come back to it, after a lot of the Switch 2 launch stuff has died down a bit. But I'm saved right in front of a boss, so I'm like.
Oh, no.
I'm like, do I come back to it, say...
When you come back, you're not going to want to do it.
That's right. Do I come back in August or something? And I'm just like, oh my God.
You'll never pass it.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should beat this boss and then drop it. I don't know. It's one of those things. But yeah, no, I certainly get where you're coming from. Because you're like, look, I'm not going to beat it now. But it's like, if you don't beat it now, when will you get back to it?
Yeah, you're correct.
And you'll find a quiet spot. Maybe like, Mario Kart Jamboree Switch 2 edition. You won't be playing that all the time. That's a little slot
for sure.
You can fit some more in.
Yeah. Still a pretty big year coming up, though, with all the announcements we know about.
Got a few games to play, that's for sure.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Well, this has been, I guess the second to last episode before Switch 2. So, man, next week we're going to be so close, it's not even funny. We can practically taste it. And, man, I'm just over the moon. So excited. Cannot wait for Mario Kart World. Everything hearing about it, great. I just need it, Josh. I need it. Cannot wait.
Soon, Drew. It's nearly there.
Yeah. I bought something else off of the My Nintendo store. I bought that Switch carry case that you got.
Oh, the all-in-one?
Yeah, I got the all-in carry case.
You got it.
Yeah, I thought I'd get it.
Yes.
So I could, take the Switch around with me. And I got a few things as well where, like, I'd like to keep them packed away in that just to have a nice contained area for them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm losing my words this late into the show. Yep. But yeah, also like I got like most of the accessories already, to be honest with you, and like I want to do like a Switch haul video showing off the accessories and things. So I'm like, I kind of want it, so I might as well add it for the video. So that'll be a
nice
video you can check out as well, I guess, when the time comes. But Josh, that brings us to the end of episode 315 of The House of Mario. You survived it. Congratulations. Any victory speeches for completing this triumphant episode?
Well done, everyone. Well done, Drew. Good job saying goodbye to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We love you very much, but we've grown up and we're ready to move on to the next version. The bigger, better version of you, Mario Kart,
Absolutely. It's a brand new world out there. Hello, world. Yeah. Hello, world. It's nice to meet you.
Cow.
I'm so disappointed it's not a Moo Moo. They miss an opportunity. Something shocking. Why is it not a Moo Moo?
I just love it. It's just cow. I just love that.
I don't know.
Just cow.
Yeah. Look, I'll learn to live with it, Josh. There'll be a time in my life where I'll look back and I'll think of how I feel in this moment and I'll laugh. Maybe shed a tear, but I will laugh.
You're laughing right now, aren't you?
Internally, yes. Yes, I am. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. Really do appreciate it. Please join us next week for the last episode of the House of Mario. Before Switch 2. It's not the last episode, it's all up.
I was going to say, what's happening there? Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be recorded in Josh's room, live in person with him. Dare say, after we've...
Double episode for us.
Yeah, double
Two
episode.
episodes we're doing.
We're recording it after we record Josh's brand new themed podcast. It'd be very exciting. Very much looking forward to joining Josh for that. It'd be great. So, dare say you'll find all about it next week. But until then, guys, the doors to the House of Mario, they're closed. Catch you later.